What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the garage. Today I'm going to be talking about the Xterra and giving a little bit of an update on it now that we've owned it for a couple months. Yeah, so as you know, when I first talked about it in the last video, kind of explained that we were going to make it into more of an Overlander instead of a rock crawler or anything like that. And I don't think the Xterra is not really a good platform to make into a rock crawler anyways, because you got to do a solid axle swap, whatever. Anyways, but yeah, we've been driving it around, taking it places and kind of building it up here and there, and all while doing it on a budget. So yeah, head out here and I'll give you a quick look around at what we've done so far. Just getting ready to go up for a camping trip here. So yeah, where to start? So this is the 2002 Xterra. If you haven't watched the other video, it's the supercharged model. It's got about 350,000 K on it. Mechanically, what we've done to it so far is we've done the timing belt and all the accessories there related to that. Fluid changes, whatnot, and one kind of funny thing that happened to us was that we had to replace the alternator because it ended up seizing while we were quite a long ways from home, about a 2-hour drive, and the alternator went in the middle of nowhere, and somehow we were able to drive it all the way back. But as you can see, we've got some stuff on the roof here. So this is our DIY awning that we've come up with. We kind of took some ideas from other people on YouTube, and jump up here. This is our DIY drop-in rack. So this is essentially 1 5/8 uni strut bolted on here with, I think, if I remember, these are 2-inch U-bolts. Not stainless, which I should have got some stainless ones, but anyways, and just some expanded metal sheet, and this thing works really well. Still gonna do a couple more modifications to it, add, you know, a piece of angle here, just for better tie down locations. But this rack and this DIY awning that we put together was all under $200, so pretty good considering just a, you know, off-the-shelf drop-in rack from one of those, I think it's Dep or something like that, is like close to $1,000 US, so definitely not budget friendly. And again, I stole ideas for this from a guy named Toyman. I think he's on the Xterra forums there somewhere, but essentially did something similar to this. This part is, I came up with this. I haven't really seen many people use this expanded metal, and I'll put a link to the main inspirational video for this DIY awning. I can't remember what the channel's name is, but I'll put the link up here in the corner there somewhere. But yeah, I guess I'll fold this thing out for you guys and show you that, and then we'll jump on to what we've done on the inside. So that's kind of the basic setup here. The awning, easily doable with one person. Might be a little bit tricky if there's a bit more wind, but no, it's not too bad. We actually had this out in a storm and it held up pretty well against the rain. One thing that I don't like is the use of all these bungee cords. These ones aren't super tight, but we were using some tighter ones and it just seemed like a, you know, trap waiting to happen, somebody's eye waiting to get ripped out. But no, essentially this is, I think this is 3/4 inch conduit, and this is 1/2 inch. Just 3/4 inch for the main mounting plate or mounting support here. And you can see how this is all just bolted together. One thing to note here is that this rack system, or the stock rack system, isn't quite level, which is why we have a stack of washers here just to level this bar out. And then yeah, we've got this is an 8x10 tarp, or as advertised, but one thing that we found out is that tarps aren't actually quite accurate. I guess maybe they are that size, but then they fold this edge over and it's actually quite a bit shorter, so we had to lop that off. It's not quite 8 feet. And yeah, we just used some bungees here, just right down into the legs there. May come up with something a bit sturdier, or, you know, along the lines, if this thing ever decides to fail, which I'm sure it will, because even the store-bought ones do after a while, then we might invest in something a little more heavy duty. But honestly, for the price, like, I think this whole thing costs maybe $50 to make, and that's in Canada, so everything's more expensive. Does the job, and pretty happy with it, I guess. And then for the support bar here, we have a lot of these like rubberized zip tie or twist tie things. These things are awesome. For the hardware here, stainless hardware with lock nuts, and that allows it to hinge out nicely. So these bars all fold in together, so we just spaced this side up using a stack of washers, so when the arms all come folding in, there's a gap so they don't hit each other. And yeah, we just secure it with these guys. And then we do have some vinyl material, or like heavy duty poly, I guess, or whatever it is, and we're gonna sew together a cover for it so it looks a bit more legit. But yeah, that's about it for the awning. So, and you can kind of see in there what we've done, and I'll just open this up for you guys and you can kind of see this is the big project. So as you can see, we've completely removed the rear seats, seat belts, everything related to the rear seats, and sort of camperized this thing. And got lots of storage in here. It's not packed super well right now, but we can fit lots of stuff in here. We've got tools, chairs. This thing's really cool. It's a portable air compressor. It was like 59 bucks on Father's Day from Canadian Tire. Works really well. And we threw this whole thing together using 3/4 inch plywood, and as you can see, the use of pocket screws here pretty much everywhere. If you don't have a pocket hole jig, you should get one, because that thing definitely makes you look like a master woodworker. When we were able to come up with this, and with no prior experience whatsoever. Threw some sealer stain on it to keep it protected from the elements, and I got this nice 3-inch high density foam for a sleeping mat, and this thing is really, really comfortable. So I'll quickly show you how it's mounted. So the weight of it on its own basically keeps it in there, but we threw these eyes in and these turnbuckles, and just tighten that up. Keeps everything snug. Not that it actually moves around anyways, but yeah, you can see here we cut this little hole so you can see our CDs and whatnot in there and grab snacks and things. Yeah, and now moving on to the back, which is probably one of the coolest things. So this is what it looks like from the back. We added sliders. So we got our stove, we got gas, coffee pot, paper towel, all that stuff. And so you can actually cook right in here. It's a bit easier if you take this out and turn it sideways, kind of like this, so you have a bit more room. And on this side, some food, pots and pans, other stuff, in reach, whatever, wipes. Haven't really set this thing up yet perfectly, but this was all the stuff that we did have in it already, just in plastic bins, and this makes it way easier. So these drawers are they are 28 inches deep, and I got these drawer slides from Princess Auto or Harbor Freight if you're in the States, and they were like 20 bucks for the 20 bucks a set, so 40 bucks for the whole thing, and they work really well. And you kind of see here, so these are the factory mounting points with the turnbuckle thing again, just to keep it nice and snug. Got the bottle opener here. And tons and tons of room in here. It's super comfy. Yeah, so far this thing has been absolutely awesome for doing some mild overlanding. Still stock, still on the tires that it came with, but as you can see, the awning provides tons of shade, keeps you out of the sun. This gives you tons of room and a nice comfy bed to sleep on. And yeah, that's pretty much it for what we got so far. We've had this thing out a couple times, like I said, so we're still kind of figuring out what we need to bring with us and what's excess. And actually this will be the first weekend that we actually test out the DIY rack, but no, so far it's been pretty good. So anyways guys, that's just a quick update on where we're at so far with the budget Xterra Overland build, and definitely excited to get out and use this thing more, maybe throw a lift and some bigger tires on, and keep coming up with cheap, budget friendly solutions to make this thing the ultimate camping vehicle. Anyways guys, thanks for watching.